Hello children, let's start our next topic from the lesson light reflection and refraction, that is image formation by concave lens. In the previous video, the video which I had sent, in that it was talked about the image formation by a convex lens. So today we are going to talk about the image formation by concave lens. Children, like in case of convex mirror, make it very clear, concave mirror and convex lens, almost same type of images are formed. Similarly, in case of convex mirror and concave lens, same image formation will take place, but where it will be formed, that will be different. Okay, so let's start first. In that case also, in convex mirror also, there were only two cases which we had talked about for image formation. The reason was, if you once, when the object is at infinity and after infinity you place it anywhere between infinity and pole, in case of mirrors I am talking about, that is why I am using the term pole. Anywhere you place the object between infinity and pole, the image formation will be, between F and P, and that too behind the mirror. But in case of, similarly here also we are going to talk about two cases only. First case is when the object is at infinity. So first case, when the object is at infinity, definitely image formation will be at focus. Now which focus? Now let us see. First I have drawn this concave lens. This is our biconcave, or we also call it as concave lens. This is how we draw a concave lens. The center portion, this that because the lens has two refracting surfaces, that is why the division has been done here. This is the optical center of both the surfaces, O. In case of lens, we call it as optical surface. Optical. Now, if the object is at infinity, parallel beam of light is coming. Parallel beam of light, I have drawn a dotted line here because the object is not at our principal axis. When the object will be at principal axis, then we will not draw the dotted line, we will draw a clear line. Now, as it is a diverging lens, so light rays after entering into the lens will diverge. So similarly, a second ray of light is also coming and entering the lens and diverging. Now these light rays, let me remove this, okay, then it will be clear. So this is the case, this is how these two light rays are coming and getting diverged. Now these two light rays are not meeting anywhere. So what will I do? I will produce or retrace the path of the refracted rays. Not the incident ray, but here I am going to retrace the path of the refracted rays. When I pull them back, I will see that they will pass through. As it is a parallel beam of light, definitely it has to be passed from the focus. So second ray, also the divergent ray, I am going to retrace. I will see that these two light rays are appearing to intersect. Not actually they are intersecting, but appear to intersect at this point, focus. So this is the point where our image will be formed in case of concave lens when the object is at infinity. Which type of image formed here is, because here no actual intersection of light rays is taken place. So in this case, the image formed is virtual. And we also know that there is a characteristic of virtual images that they are always erect. So virtual and erect images formed in case of concave lens. Similarly, position, where will be the image? Image will be at f1. And size will be highly diminished point size. I hope the first case is clear. Now let us talk about our second case, when the object you can place anywhere between your infinity and optical center. I hope it is clear. In this case, I have taken the object between f1 and 2f1. The name of the object is AB. One parallel ray of light is moving from the object. This is the diverging lens, so light ray will diverge. Second ray of light is passing from the optical center. You know the rule, when the light rays pass from the optical center, they go undeviated or move in the same direction only, they do not refract back. So, when I retrace the path of these two light rays, I will notice that these two light rays are intersecting at this point. Which point? That point is between F1 and the optical center. F1 and the optical center between. So, you see the size of the image formed in this case. Size is diminished. Where is the position? Between F1 and O. Between F1 and O. What is the nature? Nature is virtual and erect, because again this image is formed by the virtual intersection of the light rays. So that is why virtual image is formed. Children, now this topic is over. One more topic, that is the power of the lens. Theory for the theory from this lesson is power of the lens. This is only left, and after this video, I am going to start the sign convention, that is the how we use a mirror formula to calculate focal length, nature, position and size of the image. Earlier we had simply drawn the diagrams. Now we are going to use those positions, nature and size, those positions of the object, or you can say the size, different things we are going to use to solve our numericals. So let's start first. Let us finish our theory portion. That is, now what is power of the lens? Power, the degree of convergence or divergence of the light rays achieved by a lens is known as its power. So, power of the lens is defined as the degree of divergence or convergence of a lens or achieved by a lens is known as its power. Suppose there is a concave lens, okay? So, whether how much, degree means how much the light rays are diverging, and in case of convex lens, how much the light rays are converging. In this case, they are diverging, and in case of convex lens, they will converge. Diverge and converge. The degree of convergence or divergence of light rays achieved by a lens is known as its power. So, it is denoted as capital letter P. The relationship between power and focal length. The question generally asked is, what is the relationship between power and focal length? Power is equals to reciprocal of focal length. P is equals to 1 upon F. Unit of power is diopter. It is denoted by capital letter D. Diopter. In exam, this is commonly asked, very regularly asked question in the exam is, define 1 diopter, power 1 diopter. What do you understand by the power 1 diopter? The power is said to be 1 diopter, or the power of a lens is said to be 1 diopter whose focal length is 1 meter. 1 diopter is defined as the power of a lens whose focal length is 1 meter, or the power of a lens is said to be 1 diopter when it has a focal length of 1 meter. So 1d is equals to 1 upon 1 meter. 1 upon 1 meter. Why? This, because P, that is D, is equals to 1 upon meter, that is equals to D is equals to 1 per meter. That is why this is written like this. Now when you go to optician, doctor gives you the number for your spectacles. Fine. Sometimes, children usually, like the people who are young, they get the power with minus sign, and those who are old, nearly 50, 45, late 40s or 50s you can say, those people have the power of their lens as plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, and the children or the young people have the power like minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. There must be a meaning of giving this plus and minus sign. So children, this is a meaning. The positive sign with the power, for example, plus 2d means the power of the lens is plus 2 diopter. Means that the power of the lens is 2 diopter. Fine, 2 diopter, 2d, 2 diopter, power of the lens. And what this plus sign is indicating? The plus sign is indicating that the lens used is to be convex. Otherwise, how will the person who is going to make your specs will come to know whether he has to use concave lens or convex lens? So plus and minus sign with the power will help the person to know whether the person has to use a convex lens or a concave lens. So those old age people generally whose eyesight has gone weak because of the weakening of the ciliary muscles, or there are other reasons also. So those person will have the power in plus, and the lens used in that case will be convex, and those which are younger people or smaller like children, with their power lens, with the power of their lens will be a minus sign. That minus sign will indicate the lens used in case should be concave lens. So this is how plus and minus sign with the lens help you to know whether the lens used is a concave lens or the convex lens. So children, it is all about your image formation by concave mirror, power of a lens, and the important topics, points related to the power of the lens I have written here. So now theory portion of this chapter is over. Now next time I am going to start your numerical, or you can say the mirror formula and the lens formula to solve the different types of numericals. Thank you children.